You've been listening to Connecticut State Police brief the public about the horrific shooting that happened at an elementary school this morning in Connecticut. 26 victims dead, and the shooting suspect also dead this evening. Many of these children, 20 children, were victims.
Are broken today, and as more information continues to come out about this tragedy, we're still learning more about exactly who the shooter is. Action News reporter Eva Pilgrim is live in our newsroom with the very latest details on that.
That's
Eva.
right, Rick. We now know that the shooter is 20-year-old Adam Lanza. Connecticut State Police confirming he was found dead at the school.
This tragic shooting occurred December 14, 2012. Before we go any further, let's try to better understand what led this young man to snap.
Chief Investigative Correspondent Brian Rossi has spent all day trying to better understand this young man and the troubles that led him to this horrible act. Brian.
Chris, he was armed to the teeth with legally purchased guns and went from obscurity to infamy. Until today, Adam Lanza was known mostly in his neighborhood as someone who did not play well with others.
The perpetrator of the crime is dead.
A little bit different, kind of repressed.
Unfortunately, what's in the mind of that shooter now, he's taken to the grave with him.
Tonight, no one yet seems to be able to answer the question, why 20-year-old Adam Lanza, seen here in a photo provided to ABC News from 7 years ago, attacked the Newtown Elementary School.
We'll go backwards as far as we have to go in this investigation, and hopefully we'll stumble on answers.
Adam Lanza was a child of an affluent Connecticut town and the child of divorce. His deadly rampage began at the family home, where police say this morning he first killed his mother, Nancy. A family friend, Barbara Frey, told ABC's Jim Avila that the son was troubled and the mother was demanding of him.
He was not connected with the other kids. My son played with him when they were young, and in her home, I know she was very particular. I just think she maybe had too high of standards or something, or focused overly too much for whatever reason.
So was there conflict? Was there some kind of tension between the two of them?
The parent and child?
Parent and child, or?
Not that I know of, but I think the fact that the parents were divorced must have contributed to it.
After killing his mother, the young man, authorities say, headed to the Sandy Hook Elementary School wearing a bulletproof vest. Authorities say he was armed with a semi-automatic assault rifle and 2 high-powered pistols. Police say the guns were legally purchased using a license belonging to a family member. A relative said Adam was obviously not well.
I think the most important thing to point out with this kind of an individual is that he did not snap just this morning and decide to act out violently. These crimes involve planning and a thoughtfulness and strategizing in order to put the plan together. So what may appear to be snap behavior is not that at all.
But what even the crime profilers are having a hard time figuring out tonight is why the attack on the children at the school. Most of them killed on the spot, according to authorities. The only theory is based on reports that his mother, divorced 3 years ago and unemployed, had worked as a teacher's aide at the school.
The children didn't harm him, but they were associated with his mother. And his mother, I believe, may be the real focus of all of this. The anger and rage and resentment has built up in him over a number of years. And he decided, I've been powerless all this time, and now I'm going to empower myself.
But so far, it is only a theory, following a day of confusion and misinformation about the tragedy, starting when state and federal authorities wrongly identified the shooter as Adam's older brother, Ryan, a New York accountant. That led to Ryan posting messages on his Facebook page. It wasn't me. I was at work. It wasn't me. But when Ryan arrived at his home in Hoboken, New Jersey, police took him into custody for questioning. Both Ryan and his father, Peter, a GE tax lawyer, spent the evening at a Hoboken police station as authorities seek to find out if they had any idea Adam was threatening to become violent.
Typically, I've heard people say, yes, he said that, but I didn't take him seriously. Yes, he said that. I thought he was joking. I couldn't believe that anyone would do that. I just ignored him.
It's not known if Adam Lanza made any such threats. In the end, he apparently killed himself after killing so many others. what crime profilers say is the expected outcome in cases like this one.
Every one of them, either they know when they go that they're going to die at the scene, either by the hands of the police or they kill themselves.
Police know in horrifying detail what happened inside that school, but they don't yet have any idea what happened inside the damaged mind and broken soul of Adam Lanza.
After this event, on social networks such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, there were many posts from people all over the world, and news channels such as CNN, ABC, and CBS, posting and tweeting encouraging things in memory and honor of the students and teachers. There were about 700 students present. The principal had a new security system installed so that at 9:30 a.m. all the doors in the school were locked, and to enter you would have to be buzzed in. This meaning that he used one of the guns to literally shoot his way into the building. The principal heard a loud pop, so she and the school psychologist as well as the vice principal went to investigate. The vice principal was the only one to return from the hall alive, although she was wounded. Lanza moved toward two classrooms of kindergartners and first graders. In one classroom, the gunman shot all 14 students in the classroom. And in the other classroom of first graders, the teacher moved the students away from the door. Lanza burst in and shot the teacher, as well as 6 students. The gunman took his own life. He took out a handgun and shot himself in the classroom as law enforcement officers approached. Police secured the building, making sure there were no other shooters. The police then escorted students and faculty out of the building to a nearby firehouse. This tragedy led people to question the gun control laws. 90% of Americans and 80% of gun owners believe that there should be more gun control laws. After this event, our schools, daycares, community centers, treatment centers, gyms, and generally anywhere people gather can be considered more at risk. It is now the case that our faith in our shared public safety has been threatened. The coverage of this story was generally the same, revealing similar information. There was false information that was released that led to people to question if the shooting really occurred and what were the true facts. Some of the false information that was released was that Lanza was the son of a kindergarten teacher who worked at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. And also, NBC as well as CNN reported incorrectly which weapon was found in Lanza's car. Following the killing spree at Sandy Hook Elementary School, some social media users took to Twitter to spread false information about the shooting. The police then said that anyone posting fake and false information could result in arrest. Infotainment. In the media nowadays, it isn't about the facts, it's more so about the ratings, so this makes it become a race to get the information out regardless of if it's true or false. Real world crime and justice problems. Unfortunately, the media presents crime as largely autonomous from other social problems and not as linked to them in any serious way.